gotta know thyself or know thy death. Know thyself and know thy wealth. Know thyself, it's your duty. Know thyself, it's your duty. Know thyself or know thy death. Know thyself and know thy wealth. Know thyself, it's your duty. Know thyself, it's your duty. Who made his Allah? What is Allah? The feminine primordial 5-point star. Can't be seen, I meet her in the heart. Noble true Ali manifests as a thought. Save nations, that's the prophet's duty. Founded before New Jersey turned to New Jersey. Born in NC, 1886, teaching with Moors, not niggas and sticks. Fallen humanity, he came to uplift. I'll say Islamism when you ask what with. Northwest of Mexican angels manifesting. You're not a Mexican but a Mexican. Those are the answers to their questioning. From the cast out Noah's represented. Higher self is virtues, mother and life. Reach justice, mercy, love and right. The higher self can't fall, will ever stand. Arm, leg, arm, headed man. No hatred, lewdness or slander. Murders, no theft or abuse from anger. MST of AAC chambers. Make young Moors think as Christ with no mangers. Teach the goddess no fear, hex up a stranger. Astral project, death comes in the form of dangers. You gotta know thyself or know thy death. Know thyself and know thy wealth. Know thyself, it's your duty. Know thyself, it's your duty. Know thyself or know thy death. Know thyself and know thy wealth. Know thyself, it's your duty. Know thyself, it's your duty. Coming out the cares of the world on salvation. Holding humanity from the womb comes the nation. 7 days in a circle, 7 days in creation. She replaced the 7 on the Mason apron. Troglodyte cavemen are the ones aping. We are from Asia, Asiatic, not Asian. Olmec and Maroon, not Jamaican or Bayesian. For fiat, dirty Moors are really paper chasing. Like April Fools giving papal dues to the Nazi, Ashkenazi, fatal Jews. Taking directions is not paying dues. Severe Base says the news is the daily snooze. Leaving your wife and child to chill with dudes who act like fools. Getting robbed and left in blood and pools. Peace officers always begging the public for clues. You gotta know thyself or know thy death. Know thyself and know thy wealth. Know thyself, it's your duty. Know thyself, it's your duty. Know thyself or know thy death. Know thyself and know thy wealth. Know thyself, it's your duty. Know thyself, it's your duty. What did Sharif Abdul Ali say? We are what our foreparents were yesterday. No need for civil, we got birthrights. We struggle cause in ignorance we love to fight. Argue and quote opinions about religions. Rod taking hybrids of earth in millions. In the new ages, reveal sun pages and so-called holy books of custodial nations. With fraud, there's no statute of limitations. Abandon the original, they fell for imitations. Then fell into skin, they're calling it sin. Light beings can't comprehend the darkness they're in. Trapped like a vesture, body is the tomb. Sisters get knowledge to teach us in the womb. Truth is, you sis have the first school. Before the water breaks, my son would come out like Kirikou. You gotta know thyself or know thy death. Know thyself and know thy wealth. Know thyself, it's your duty. Know thyself, it's your duty. Know thyself or know thy death. Know thyself and know thy wealth. Know thyself, it's your duty. Know thyself, it's your duty. 5 on the left, 2 on the right. We give honors to the red flag with the green 5-point star. We give honors to the prophet, Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali. We give honors to the Grand Major Temple and the Grand Body. Yeah. Know thyself. It's your duty. Know thyself. It's your duty. King Boom. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know the true. Our people started dropping it. problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started propagating. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started propagating. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started propagating. Dirty Moors still attempt to infiltrate the order. Active Moors are truth and take it to the corners. Across highways, past hedges and through borders. Move on dirty Moors like broken down waters. Watch out for agents and provocateurs trying to get next to their heads with the doctor's cures. They never pay dues and don't pay dues, contradicting with King Alfred to give blues like blues. Noble True Ali died, some pale more blues. Prophet saved him his money before the floor fell through, and that's true. Even though I don't have proof, selling memory tells me don't fall for spoof. Drop mental nukes, hanging from their own vine from the fig tree, looking up at them like Big B. No white flag or mercy for you fags. 5 point and pentagram is on our flag. Green, but not for cream. That dirty Moors took to throw off the balance of the Grand Treasury books, getting offers like high school ballers. Those that infiltrate are not Moors but robbers, robbing the people blind, deaf, dumb, and crippled. They can't tear this up, not one drop or trickle. No matter how hard they try to perpetrate the fraud, dirty Moors always fall on their sword. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started propagating. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started propagating. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started propagating. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started propagating. Me now play with uno so simmer and easy. From 19 how long, me see it's sleazy. So sick, it's measly and disgusting. Everyone stood there. The Moors did nothing when Drew was attacked. They took the covenant that they will protect him and have his back. Behind on dues by 4 months. Going to kangaroo courts to perform stunts. Temples versus temples. Lawsuits from inner fights. Not doing their job, 3,500 for birthright. Mufti Force left supposed to be in Gucci stores. We gotta thank Allah for the Sufi Moors and Buddhist Nagas. Moorish mic renaissance, not rap sagas. Confusion clearer, MC battle star wearer. Moorish nationality declarer. Straighten out the crooked ways, rap conduct squarer. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started propagating. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started propagating. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started propagating. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started propagating. Let me strip them down, I'm the bone bearer. Negro, black, colored, minority, death preparer. Not the being, but the label attached. See me like Martin, going crazy, waving gats. Cause you call yourself black, that's a kick me sign on your life. Can't stab your enemy, holding the blade of the knife. Numbskull MCs flow so dull that I'm pulling down Orishas like skull caps to torture the rapper, scissor sippers. Rapper, CD scratcher, insert ripper. Call me Jack and get slapped though. Admiral when I flow, major like macro. Don't spit on a cameraman like Pac will, but beat the case like Black Bill, but no lawyer. Ask Jim Carrey, liars do nothing for you while they get rich and poor you. Make you follow magistrate orders that get the coke to snort from hood corners and block ghetto. All I see is rappers, dress codes, repedo, tight shirts, skinny jeans looking like heavy metal bands. I'm not babe but L like bread and hands. I grab mics, no sweat in hands. With birthright brands, I don't worry about getting scanned. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started dropping it. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started dropping it. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started dropping it. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know what you are. We started dropping it. What up? Yeah, Kia Beats. Yo, Kia, what up? I used to be scared of pigs, judges and wigs, authority abusers, inside tinted cruisers. Pull out batons, get Negroes head crack on. Stuff vests with drug notes they stole from a thug's coat. Thugs buy pitch drugs and never get caught up. Use trade tricks, these servants are made dicks. Have the front lines with dummies that know no law, to make you assume that they know no law. Smarter than a 5th grader, rights violators, oaths and badges, but acting so savage. No intellect to object or interject, civilly dead passes, all get intercept. Foul balls get caught, legally and swinging and missing deliberate. Your head they deliberate to the fucking pharaoh, dressing like your ancestors. Study, 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 Moorish holy Quran lessons. Don't be fooled by leaders, saying they black, taking yellow envelopes, weighing they stats, sold you out to the lodge, and government corpses sacrifice their own to their pale god bosses. Don't be fooled by leaders, saying they black, taking yellow envelopes, weighing they stats, sold you out to the lodge, and government corpses sacrifice their own to their pale god bosses. More's been telling, never to the point of yelling, like black power, coward slaving, never rebelling, backstabber, all talk, never killed a cracker, or kill their own like overseers for slave master, kill their own mentally, not a physical death, not in full life, only civilly dead is left. If you went right, you look up to a conscious dyke, abandoning birthrights for a monstrous fight they're not prepared for, cause you don't study, lack of mental exercise, get minds water sluggy, savior waiting, when Drew said save yourself and learn to love, instead stop hating, shells filled with black books calling us Moors, no need for four-legged beasts, mauling us Moors, the status sets the stage like a costume ball banquet, suffocate devils with a Baphomet blanket, more my vessel, not anchor but anchor, we civilized sellouts will tell you we conquered, and got everything handed down like a sofa, but Europe comes from a Moorish queen Europa, America comes from Morocco, not Vespucci, Egypt is America in Illuminati movies, Bruce Almighty, use Morgan Freeman as God to prove black can't be, so stop living a fraud, wake up, can't you see your own sold you out, wake up, can't you see your own sold you out, wake up, can't you see your own sold you out, that's what Moore's been telling me about.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in peace, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Moors are men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized, dirty Moors, tongues cut out and left earless, cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moor, torture him like Saw. 3D, 0.5 or 1 through 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Leather face in a turban, rip dirty Moors lips off. Disrespecting the mother Raz Mariah Bay. Wrap him up like double crochet, the barbed wire way. Throw them off a bridge or feed them to the piranhas. Yellow journalists more spread nothing but propaganda. Idi Amin bait, treat the temple like Uganda. Dirty Moors like foreigners, crush the dust like ganja. Not worthy of being Moors, we call them dirty Jesus. Solomon Seal spell command 72 demons to get you.
This is what the temple guys actually say. That Canaanland is not a part of North America. Canaanland is bigger. Yo, it's ignorant, man. I mean, come on, you're talking about the same land, man. Canaanland is actually bigger than the landmass they know as the corporate United States. Almost twice as big. And if they had any sense, they could just go to Google and they can type in North America and find out North America goes all the way up to green. But they're ignorant. They don't want to do that. They just dealing off emotion.
You might hear horse voices, see frog faces, and hoops for feet. Demons we run with spit fire with gold wolf teeth. Keep playing, forget back teeth. New Moors are an issue, get Ginsu. Maybe a dream visit from Vishnu, a nightmare to never end and always continue. Cold as an igloo, dealing with my trust issues through vigilance. Active Moors are militants, SPLC dirty Moors call that sovereign citizen. Lions reviews, they notice all the empty pews. Benz need gas and fixing, but not enough dues. Pigpen base sell you out for peanuts, claiming that we nuts for teaching birthright street level, keeping it beat nuts.
To any members of the MFTA that's out there listening to what I'm saying, please get it through your head. I don't have a problem with the MFTA. I got issues with
cases Lamar, stay surrounded by feathers. Dirty's guilty of fraud and duly scrutinize their ledgers. Getting proclamations from Morocco, disrespect us. Corporate city only recognize people's court jesters. Handing their back, Moorish puppets and minions. Never get the human rights recognition like Moors near Virginia. Commonwealth, for active Moors knowledge, the Commonwealth. Dirty's claim more, but really on the straw man help. Authenticating a birth certificate, that's not significant. Civil little more two status syndicates. In more face, watch them two more status Indians claiming Turtle Island. lying so intricate.
Long days and long nights. But this message needed to be heard.
Islam Moors, once again, here we are. Once again, here we are. And we're just going to keep it going. Keep it going. Islam to the Moors and honors, supreme honors to the Prophet. Happy holy day to all the Moors, the Muslims, everybody who wants to give honors on holy day. Give thanks. We just want to start with Islam and the African American experience. Richard Brent Turner. For some whites, slaves had to remain the unspoken, invisible other in the racial discourse. Who they were was not important. What they could signify, however, was. Therefore, some white Americans used the power of signification and characterized the Muslim slaves as overly tanned Arabs, or referred to them as Moors instead of Africans. For people of European descent, the term Moor signifies their Muslim enemies wherever they encountered them in the world. Indeed, the term Moor held complex and long-standing religious and political significations for European Americans. In the Middle Ages, Europe was significantly threatened by the political, military, and cultural power of the Moors from Morocco. It was not until the eve of the modern era that Spanish, Portuguese, and Southern Italian Christians achieved a quote-unquote reconquest after years of domination by Muslims from Morocco. Although Europeans had finally surpassed global Islam in terms of technology and military power by the time of the antebellum period in America, the image of the Moor, or the Muslim enemy, was still a powerful signification for people of European descent everywhere. It explained the awe and respect that some African Muslim slaves received from some white Americans, as well as the repeated attempts on the part of the whites to facilitate their return back to Africa in order to rid America of Islam. So they have been on their campaign ever since the noble prophet, Noble Jew Ali, presented to the world that these people that you guys are playing around are not Negro, black, colored, or Ethiopian. They're Moors. Now the Moor was talking about people getting certain visits because they wrote about the Moors. But they're never going to bring up those authors who they assassinated for talking about Moors. Because they want you to think that it's about everything else except Moors, when it's all about Moors. That's all that it's about. From horror to psychological thriller to children's movie, Fez is up. So it's all about Moors right now. They called us Moors instead of Africans. Noble Jolly killed all the fraud. And when he said that he was not, and we are not, Ethiopian, we have to remember that during the time of Noble Drew Ali, there was a Moorish Zionist temple for Jews. They weren't calling themselves Hebrew Israelites. They're calling themselves Moors. Just go look them up. The one picture that you're going to find of them. Praise Allah that they had their sign up. Moorish. But they weren't dressing how you see Moors or whatever dressing. They were dressing like quote unquote Jews. But they were Moorish though. And you're going to tell me that I'm going to ride with people today who are going to try to pretend like pictures of Elijah Muhammad with a fez doesn't exist or whatever. And this stuff been talked about, but these people's stuff is crumbling down right now and they're reaching for straws. These people not even debating their equals now. They debate any jackass just to get some views. Let anybody come and sit on their bed and talk BS and not give people one reference of a book for them to go study. Just tell them some BS sitting in front of their goddamn banner of something. Never give one reference, ever. Go back, check everything. The past 2, 3, 4 years, never give you a book reference. These are the people that are heading the liberation of our people. Forget that. I don't want part of none of that BS. Because I know what this man brought. And what he brought is legit, true, right, and exact. Anybody talking BS, we know that you're part of the agenda to keep our people Negro, black, colored, and Ethiopian, or Hebrew Israelite, Jew, instead of Moorish. Islam, Morris. I don't know if you have anything to put in early before we start kicking off some more.
You go with them, Mo. Yep.
Right. Now we're going to use our example. I say Islam to the Moors that study. And we just want to put it on the record. We are all Moors. Anur Majid. Now we told you that there's Moorish Jews that were in Harlem. Everybody knows them. Nobody could front like they don't know who they were. Why can't they front? Because everybody knows that they got the personal invite from Haile Selassie to go to the coronation. So stop fronting. I know Hebrew Israelites got invited to go to the coronation. That were Jews from America. What did they say? They said that they were Moorish. What's that? That's a national. That's all. They know who they are to the world. And go check the record and you see that they got the invite. Because that was the only Jewish anything going on during that time. There's nobody else looking like us that were saying that they were Jews. And if you look hard, you'll still find them around today. They're still here. The Moorish Zionist Jews. So just keep that in mind. That there were people who looked like us that were Moors, but they weren't on the Islamic side. They weren't on the Islamic side. You're not looking at them and saying, oh, the Moors, because you see a crescent star, that means that's Moors. No. That's backward thinking. So chapter 3 in Anur Majid's book, Ending Centuries of Crusades Against Muslim and Other Minorities. Muslim Jews. Chapter 3. Muslim Jews. Now, we know that Jew and Muslim are code words because everything is metaphysical, everything is esoteric. As soon as you go exoteric, you're done for. Say it all the time. Anything you're looking up online, put esoteric in it too. Because that's really what we're supposed to be focusing on. Not the surface. It's not about the surface. Now, listen to this and digest this so you can really see how Noble Drew Ali was able to eliminate all the baggage for us to have our hands free. And then it was up to us to do what we got now because our hands are free. But people decided to do their own stuff instead of sticking to the program. Again, we're going to use the example that there were Moorish Jews in Harlem who looked like us. So what's the problem with the people who are calling themselves or tying themselves to some type of Jew, Hebrew, Israel, whatever, not saying that they're Moors? When we have documented proof that Jews are Moors back then, and then we have a Nur Majid with a whole chapter on Muslim Jews. And we don't know what we're talking about? Go back, check all these guys' stuff. The only thing they reference is a Bible. The hell are you talking about? Those aren't Hebrew or whatever. You're Cretans. Desecrating the holy stuff. Running from the fact that we're Moors. Woe unto those that call themselves BS instead of Moors.
Salam, Grand Sheik.
Peace, more.
I just want to put something on the record.
Oh, put it on, more.
In regards to, basically what you were just saying. Hold on one second. So, I'm going to come out of, this is, are you in denial of your ancestry? And I believe it's Ms. Raheem wrote this one. I'm not sure if you guys have that. But on page 10, it says, generating finance by cultivating ignorance. Logically, due to the massive level of ignorance and miseducation, social problems will and do occur. Upon this social corruption, profits are generated. There are those who come here from other countries knowing their nationality to do honest business trade. Many of them would like to inform the people here of their true history and usurp sovereign position. However, many of the Moors here in North America continent are descendants of those who converted the will of the Crusaders and became Christians. They have a very hostile attitude and view toward their own bloodline history and Asiatic African origin. So that's basically, in a nutshell, the position that these people take when, they run to, everything else but who they really are. Like the prophet stated, the names that delude to slavery, you clinging to them.
Clinging to them.
But I hear the floor more.
Islam. In 2005, around the time I was thinking about the Moorish legacy in New Mexico, and indeed all of the Americas, forgot. Peter the Venerable, 1094 to 1156. A Jew is not a Jew until he converts to Islam.
That's crazy. What year was that?
1904. Well, no, it's between the years of 1094 and 1156. Peter the Venerable. A Jew is not a Jew until he converts to Islam. Right? What do these Jews in Harlem do? Said Moorish Jews. Forget the BS. Because we want to be the true Jews. So we're going to tie ourselves to Moorish. These people look like people would see today. Brothers and sisters. They don't have feathers and turbans and all that stuff, but they know that they're Moorish though. Recognize they're not even playing feathers up and dress like some Hebrew Israelites or whatever, Power Rangers. But they call themselves Moorish though. You don't play and make up some fake stuff and be that. Make it look like we're somebody. In 2005, around the time I was thinking about the Moorish legacy in New Mexico, and indeed all of the Americas, Tom Rice, an American writer of Jewish heritage, published the story of an enigmatic Jew with the Muslim name of Qurban Said, Qurban Said, considered to be the Shiite nation of Azerbaijan's national writer and author of Ali and Nino, first published in Germany in 1937. A love story between a Christian girl and a Muslim boy, set during the early 20th century oil boom in the widely cosmopolitan atmosphere of Baku. When Rice later came across a book titled Blood and Oil in the Orient, he found out that Kurban Said was another name for Asad Bey, both pseudonyms of Lev Nusimbaum, Lev-Nussimbaum, known throughout the world as a Muslim writer. Lev Nusimbaum, Nussimbaum. So this Jew has a Muslim name and has another name. Kurban Said and Asad Bey, Essad Bey. Nusimbaum published.
How he do that? How he pull that one off?
And these people are telling Moors about status correction and whatever like that doesn't do nothing and doesn't work or whatever. This man wrote 16 books or whatever under a different name. And he didn't just pick some BS name or whatever. He put Bay up on that. It's like, hey, I'm not even gonna pretend like I don't know what's up. And remember, this is a Moorish Jew.
Yep.
Don't worry about it says Muslim and all that stuff. That's Moorish. Muslim is used so that he doesn't get what other people got for writing books about Moors. But he's pretty much telling it. And he probably doesn't have an oath, which is why they can't really do anything. But he's telling it all. Nusimbaum published 16 books, most of them international bestsellers, and one enduring masterpiece, all by the age of 30. But he refused to be branded or categorized from the outside and was therefore an ideological Houdini, becoming a racial and religious cross-dresser in a decade when race and religion were as fixed as a death sentence. He was born on a train between Zurich and Baku to Abraham Nusimbaum, an Ashkenazi Jew and oil-rich millionaire, one of the wealthiest men in the city and a revolutionary mother, also an Ashkenazi Jew, probably from a shtetl in the Pale of Settlement, the geographical area of which Jews of the Russian Empire were confined after 1791, who apparently plotted with Stalin against her own bourgeoisie husband and committed suicide by drinking acid in 1911 or 1912. When Lev was 6 or 7 and she was in her 20s, Lev grew up amid the tolerance, multiculturalism, and cosmopolitanism of Muslim rule in the Caucasus, not in the virulent anti-Semitic culture of Russia. From a very early age, Nusimbaum was drawn to the Muslim section of Baku. It was a place of relief and escape, where he had an inexplicable feeling of kinship to Muslim culture. Quote, "To this day," he later wrote, "I still do not know whence this feeling came, nor how to explain it. Perhaps it too was inherited from an unknown ancestor. I do know that throughout my entire childhood, I dreamed of the Arabic edifices every night. And I do know that it was the most powerful, most formative feeling of my life. Such feelings had a big hold on his imagination. Things I had read, heard, and thought mixed themselves into these dreams. I saw the broad expanse of the sandy Arabian desert. I saw the horsemen, their snow-white burnouses billowing in the wind. I saw the flocks of prophets praying toward Mecca, and I wanted to be one with this wall, one with this desert, one with this incomprehensible, intricate script, one with this entire Islamic Orient, which in our Baku had been so ceremoniously carried to the grave to the victorious drumbeats of European culture. When he discovered the Kipta, or Bani Israel, the mountain Jews of Azerbaijan, speaking a medieval dialect of Persian, he found them to be indistinguishable from their Muslim neighbors. He even believed the two were sworn allies against the West. No wonder then that Nussenbaum reinvented his father as a descendant of Turkic and Persian aristocrats. Now the other part is really digesting that once the Moors had rule, people were free to practice their religion. You didn't have to be Islamic. That's why the Moorish Jews are saying Moorish. Because just like citizenship, they tie themselves to the Moroccan Empire, which is tied to Islam. And this is what the unity is. Just put Moorish on your whatever you got. The Moorish Zionist Temple of the Moorish Jews were about unity because they put Moorish on their Jewish whatever. The Garveyite Pan-African people supposed to have their Moorish on their stuff. The Kemetic whoever is supposed to have Moorish on their stuff. Then we have the unity. They were on this in the 20s. What are you waiting for? Playing dumb. There's the proof right there. It's already been done. What do you mean you're not Moors? I mean you're something else. How are you something else? All of a sudden you something else. How is it that we taught you, but then you're telling people 5,000 for papers? What do you mean? How are the people before you saying that they're Moorish, and you're coming around today talking crazy about these people have Torah and all that? They weren't playing no Bibles and whatever. Islam, more, you have any interjections?
Islam. Now, real quick, because we want to qualify the words. So real quick in the dictionary, both the Webster's Unabridged Dictionary and the Random House Unabridged Dictionary. In the Random House Dictionary, it says that in the brackets, it says that the word Israel, 1000 AD, Middle English. It's a noun. Forgive me, it's a noun. But 1000 AD, says it right there. Middle English, Old English, Latin, Israel, Greek, Israel, Hebrew, Yisrael. Right? Now, that was in the Random House. I wanted to show that because it says 1000 AD. Like it tell you when that word came about. Israel, 1000 AD. Now, in the Webster's under British Dictionary, the word Israel, I just had it. Israel, Israelites is Greek Israelites, from Israel, Hebrew, Israel, Jacob, literally champion of God, which is Sarah, to fight, and El, God. That's what's in the brackets. So when it says champion of God, the word champion in Hebrew, whatever, would be Sarah. Of God, God is El. So it would be Sarah El to say the champions of God. It would be Sarah El. Israel is a modern way of saying Sarah El, which means the champions of God. It's Sarah. It's not even, and I'm reading from the dictionary. I'm not reading from this guy's, this scholar's book, this dictionary.
Yep, dictionary.
Unabridged. 1896, Unabridged Webster's Dictionary. Volume 1.
And again, we're not even going with any Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the BS. Watch right there. You got in the 20s, you got the Moorish Jews right there. How are you not calling yourself Moors? No different than we talked about in earlier class. How you came up in Moorish Science Temple, and then you're the founder of something that's not Moorish Science Temple. It's some different stuff. It's not like we're not giving you documented evidence to prove. You can't find me nothing with Moors saying that they're Hebrew Israelites. If they declare their nationality, they're Moors. Hebrew Israelite has nothing to do with their identity.
No, it means champion of God, which is Sarah. Sarah, to fight. El, which is God. Right? And it tell you that the word Israel don't come before the year 1000 AD. Say it right in the dictionary. Give you the date when the word came about. Mm-hmm. I yield the floor.
It's love, man. You got anything to add, brother Jeremy? He got dropped off. Let me call him more back. 1 sec more. The Muslim then took the place of
the customer you are calling is unavailable.
The Muslim then took the place of the Jew.
Shalom, Morris.
Peace more. Yeah, Jeremy probably gonna call me back. I tried him, but I got his voicemail.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, let me just finish reading this. The Muslim then took place of the Jew on the very end of Europe's genocidal impulse as conceived by George Ben Susan. Just as Jew and Muslim started out as Christianity's other in the Middle Ages, and just as the Jew embraced the Moorish heritage to better resist European barbarism in the High Age of Enlightenment, the Jew reached the end of the genocidal rope or gas chamber as a Muslim. In a ferocious irony, commented Agamben, the Jews knew that they would not die at Auschwitz as Jews. One needs to remember that much of the Jewish heritage, language, theology, philosophy is coterminous with the Islamic one, both happening within the same culture or sphere. In any case, Judaism would appear to be a quintessential Oriental religion, at least in the geographical and cultural sense, one that emerged and later developed in what are today the lands of Islam. So these people can't say they have no connection to Moors. It's impossible. It's just impossible. You can't even disconnect yourself. Because you know that Boaz is your boy. Ruth is our matriarch. Boaz is your patriarch. Okay, he's Hebrew or whatever. So what do you mean? No unity. What do you mean you're not part of the bloodline? How are you not part of the bloodline? There's a lot more.
Islam. Same book. We are all Moors, the Nur Majid, page 100. It says, before the birth of Israel, such quarrels were minor enough to inspire prominent Jews to boast of their Muslim or Arab descent. So even before the birth of Israel, before that existed, according to Nur Majid, the Jews used to boast of their Muslim or Arab descent, their Moorish descent. That's what they used to talk about. Before that, oh, Israel, we're Israelites. Before that concept even came about, they used to just say, they should just boast about being Moors. It was the happiest thing in the world. They were boasting about it. I'm quoting, they were boasting about their Arab or Muslim descent, which we know that is more. Their descent, they were boasting about their Moorish descent. That's before the birth of Israel. That's crazy. It says Islam may, same page, Islam may be younger, maybe the younger progeny of the Jewish monotheistic cosmology, but if Arabic is the youngest of the Semitic languages, it is also the most archaic one. Quote, probably nearest to the ancestral Semitic language, and the most widely spoken and written of all the probably the nearest to the ancestral Semitic language and the most widely spoken and written of all the Semitic languages. Hebrew revived a common language for Zionists. Hebrew revived a common language for the Zionists and the second most widely spoken. In fact, before the term Semitic was coined in 1781, the German Geographide William Lesbins classified Hebrew as a member of the Arabic languages. Now, we're quoting. I'm just quoting the scholar, the German Geographide William Lesbin, who, before the term Semitic was coined in 1781. See, so there is no such thing as the Semitic people, the Semitic languages, because that word wasn't coined until 1781. That's not even real. It was just like he said, Arabic or more, which Arabic, the language comes from the Bantu tribe, which is Africa, quote unquote Africa. Bantu, B-A-N-T-U, the Bantu tribe. Has nothing to do with no pale Arab, quote unquote. When the Bantu people who were Moorish spoke Arabic, were the first people who spoke Arabic. Has nothing to do with some pale people who came later. That's fraud. Stop trying to put Moors into modern situations.
Yeah. Like we're not fraud. Ancient. Yeah, like we're not ancient. Yeah.
That's fraud, and they know that's a fraud because everything proves that Moors are the dark skinned people. People of hue. But so for them to say, "Oh, that's that's fraud. That's a lie. You just lied for no reason, and then laugh and giggled about it, but you just lied. You just lied. You try to defame somebody. That's Eurocentric thinking. That whole process of race with Norwegian says that comes from the Spanish Inquisition." And their whole concept is based off of that. That religious point of view, seeing the people as a religion, that's Eurocentric thinking. Europeans modern Europeans seeing people as a religion. That's why they looked at us as the Moors and Jews who practice this and this and this and this as a religion, and that's what their concept was. They didn't have the art and cultus. They didn't have the concepts we had. Because remember, we were teaching them. We were teaching them. We were giving them their concepts, so they were still studying. But now, so-called people who call themselves Hebrew Israelites then took on that concept. They took on that Eurocentric thinking. That we were this religion as a people. No, that's our bloodline. Nope, that's Eurocentric thinking. That's not real. That's not real. That's a modern concept. That's modern. For them, that's crazy. And I don't know what they call themselves. Are you guys Jewish? Hebrew Israelite? Hebrew? Or Israelite? Like, which one is it? Are you all three? Even if you do that, if you look up the so-called 10 tribes or 12 tribes of Israel, none of those names are the tribes. So which tribes are you? You can't be. The name of it is called the 12 tribes of Israel. And then when you look at the 12 tribes, It don't say Israel, Hebrew, or Jew in it. It just don't say it. Like, how are they doing that? And like the scholar said, before the birth of Israel, Jews used to boast of their Arabic and Muslim descent. Before the Israel birth, before that concept even came about, which we know is a modern concept because you look in the dictionary, it tell you it came 1000 AD. It tell you. So you know it was something. The Moors, we already know, the world knows 711 AD, the Moors. Where the word Israel didn't come for another 300-400 years.
Hmm.
According to now, that's the dictionary. Random House, unabridged. That's not, it's in right here. 1000 AD, Middle English. See, right there, Old English. Right in the beginning when they started Middle English and Old English. Right in the beginning. And it means champion of God. It's Sarah. But I thought they was patriarch. That's matriarch.
Yep. Exactly. So playing again. Because they're actually matriarchal.
Yep.
Like all nations are. Like all nations are.
Yep.
This is what it is. You get mad, you're debating and telling me that you came from man parts. The hell are you talking about? Your dad water broke and had you? You're something's wrong with you mentally. If you really came from a father, you have mental problems.
That's crazy. And then, because they like to, they do the Islam, and they like to, because we got to correct that too. Because remember, like the Grand Sheik said back in the day, we're Sufi. Now, when you look up, you can Google Egyptian Sufism, and it'll break it down to you perfectly how Sufism, Egyptian Sufism, predates the so-called pale Arab Islam. That part. Yeah. It predates Sufism. Predates that. They were practicing Sufism in Egypt. And Sufism practice is basically how to activate the heart chakra. That's what the whole thing. Because Sufism, the whole thing is love. In Egyptian Sufism, when you look it up, and the whole thing, the whole concept was love. That was the whole concept, and it breaks it down to the part where, when Egyptian Sufism, the modern Islam, where it says submission to God, that's why would you submit to anybody you love? So see, they even corrupted and dogmatized the modern definition of Islam, because that you wouldn't submit to anybody you love, or be afraid and fear somebody who's supposed to be loving and you love and stuff like that. Yeah. That was the practice of Egyptian Sufism. And then and we can even go back even further, where because Sufism, to activate it to different the chakras and stuff, you go right back to different types of meditation, yoga, and then when you Google the Olmec yoga, the yoga practices of the Olmecs, they even show you that the Olmecs was practicing yoga. But then they try to say that yoga comes from Hindustan. When we talked about the other day, Hindustan is really East Ethiopia. But Nawaji Ali, the prophet, teaches us that we're not Negro, colored, black, or Ethiopian. So we know that was Moorish.
Yep. Hold on, more. Let me try this more back.
Peace.
Yeah, more. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother Yusuf. Go ahead.
Just love. Wow. Just love.
Yeah.
And also on page 96 on we are all Moorish, enormous shit. It says, unlike in Spain and Portugal, after the Jews' expulsion, Moorinismo was easier to tolerate in Islamic lands, perhaps because of the two religions' strict monotheism. For as Bernard Lewis argued, it was easier for Jews to live with the prophecy of Muhammad than the Son of God. Despite hardship, conversion to Islam granted unequivocally equal status. Jews, they already knew. I gotta proclaim my. They was doing it back then. I gotta proclaim my nationality and stop doing this religious stuff and tell them, oh, I'm a Moor. Instantly, unequivocally, equal status.
Unequivocally.
So you said you was a Moor. Unequivocally, equal status. They make it seem like Moors make up this status correction now. No, what? You crazy? They've been doing that. Been doing it. Been doing it. Been doing it.
Yeah. Been doing it.
Make it, what, man? And make it, okay. And again, they go in on Islam, the Prophet Muhammad. Now, Muhammad, we already, Dr. Aline, he teaches that. He broke it down perfect. Muhammad is a chakra, the crown chakra, the seventh chakra. And like I was saying, and what they would say earlier in the video, they said Muhammad was a camel driver. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Let's break that down.
Yeah, let's break that down. Let's break that down.
Right. Muhammad, like I said, is the crown chakra, the seventh chakra, the head, pineal gland, right? Now, Muhammad, the camel driver, the camel, if you Google camel pose, the camel pose, it's another way to activate the heart chakra. It's a pose. It's a meditation pose. It's called the camel pose. Has nothing to do with a profession. Like some guy was working as a camel driver. Muhammad, the seventh chakra, again, crown chakra. The camel, which is the camel pose, was to activate the heart chakra.
Break it down.
You called him a driver. You called him a camel driver. The word driver in so-called Hebrew, which we know is ancient Canaanite or Phoenician, the word driver in Hebrew, so-called Hebrew again, which is Canaanite Phoenician, is nagu, which means to be still, figuratively, the heart. Right. All you had to do was look up the word. Once again, the word driver in Canaanite is nagu, which means to be still, figuratively, the heart. Once again, we're talking about activating the heart chakra, which is love. Sufism. Right back to that again. Egyptian Sufism. First thing was to how we're going to, everything is love. You keep comparing me to some pale Arab worshiping some man stuff, you lying. That's a lie. Don't put me with that. Don't put us with that. We not dogma and we not stupid. We studying over here for real.
For real.
Like, not playing none of that BS. We trying to get out of slavery mentally. We trying to break that mental slavery. We're not trying to keep staying in that dogma to keep us docile. We're not playing with that no more.
Yeah.
No, that's over. That's all over. That's all over. You're not gonna play those games. I know what Muhammad is. I know what it is. I know what the camel represent. I know what tribal means. And it was simple. It's simple. It wasn't even hard. You guys waste more time lying than it is just to go look up for the truth. It took like 4 or 5 minutes to find. I was like, oh wow. I appreciate because the Hebrew Israelites, what they do, I know now. Let me stop that. The so-called Hebrew Israelites. Because those are Moors.
Yeah, the Moors.
Those are Moors. Those are my brothers.
The Moors.
That's my Moorish brother right there. That's what that is. So-called Hebrew. That's my Moorish brother. Like and again, like I was telling Green Sheik earlier, we're not arguing. We're not debating nothing. It's just like with my real brother. When I go tell him that we Moors, I don't get invited to the wedding. I'm not invited to the wedding now. I don't get to come to the wedding because you talking about we Moors. Now I can't even come to the wedding. I got to sit at the house and wait till everybody come back. But when everybody come back and my brother comes back, that's still my brother. And he's still a Moor. He just confused. I'm not going to be sitting here arguing with him. My mother looking at me crazy and all this. No, I'm not doing that. That's my brother. He's still my brother. And I know he a Moor. He can be mad all he want. Whatever. 2 and 2 is 4. You can be mad if you want and believe that it's 5, but it's not. It's not. You can get mad all you want. It'll never be 5. It'll always be 4. And that's it. That's still. I'm not debating you. You're a Moor. We got the same bloodline. You're a Moor. We're not no separate. God chose this chosen people over here, brother. We know what the word God means. You're not gonna do that neither. You're not gonna play the word Lord or the Lord said. That's a donus, and I can break that down. Like you're not getting away with none of that. None of that dogma. None of that. Everything in there. Your book, all the books, all the books of higher learning or whatnot. The Bible, the Septuagint, the Quran, all of that is metaphysical. How to activate the chakras, all of it. Oh, let's break this down. Okay. The prophet in the picture with him sitting, right? Sitting with the leg in front, the background, the purple, with the white, the prophet, and with the white blended into the purple, the prophet, the colors he's got on, with the white and the gold. All of that is.
Let me get to it.
All of that is the color spectrums for the chakras. The purple is the 7th chakra. The white, the purple is the 7th chakra. You put it right around the feet. You can get the book called The Chakras. It's an occult book that was published in 1927. The white and the gold it's another part of the chakras, but that's mixed into the purple. That's barely talked about or noticeable. But I guess I know who does notice it. Nawaju Ali. And he had the exact colors on in that picture of activating the chakras. Even with the cross, that's not even the cross. That's the bottom chakra. How the base sits with the quadrants, the 4 quadrants, and it's red and it's orange. And let's break that down too. With the so-called KKK wearing the Moorish outfit, burning up the cross. See, that's metaphysical too. That's the base chakra. Now we all know, according to 100 Meters and Facts, that the Moors wore the pineal gland outfit, what they call the KKK now. But we know that the Moors was the ones that was first burning the cross. Again, the cross is the bottom chakra. The colors that it gives off is red and orange. The colors of fire. It's metaphysical. Nobody's scared no more. Nobody's tricked. The burning of the cross was the symbol of the base chakra at the bottom of the spleen. All you got to look it up. Look it up. The burning of the cross. The Moors did that. And then now, what they do now? Now when we see burning of a cross, first thing we think is hanging our people, you know, anything bad and evil to get you away from what it really is and what you got to do to activate it. Now we scared of whatever. We get scared and fearful and start thinking of slavery movies when we see the burning cross. Your ancestors been doing that for the first chakra. But they play. Dr. Alim break all that down. Yeah. Breaks it all down. Breaks it all down. Way better than me. I cannot do none of that.
Islam to the master teacher, Alim El-Bey. Straight.
Yeah. I just had to, because that whole thing, making it seem like, oh, y'all following some pale Arab. Nope. That's fraud. That's fraudulent. That's fraudulent. How can we, like he said, how can I follow my son? We taught the pale Arab. I mean, the modern European woman was in harems. Those are our sons. That's where they came from. And because you have my mom in your harem selling her, yes, as your son, I'm mad at you, Dad. Yeah, you sold my mom. Yeah, so now we're going to go to war. And I might enslave you after we go to war because what you did to my mom. That's where these children come from. That's where these pale Arabs is coming from. How enslaved? How? And then you wonder why the Arabs, so-called pale Arabs, when they talk about their slavery, why you could, when they said that they was enslaving people, that you could just sit at the head of their table because you was their father. That's why you was sitting at the head of the table. You was their father. You wore the best clothes because you was their father. Ain't nobody know, but you enslaved their mother, and you knew that was wrong. You can check the books. Check them. They tell you. They already know. It was a mixture. They started mixing with each other. Yeah. That's modern Europeans in Moorish harems. To try to make it seem like we came from some pale Arab, like we got our philosophy from some pale Arab. I just broke it down. Sufism comes from Egyptian. We say we Sufi. Real quick. Real quick. They be like, oh, you Muslim? No, Sufi.
Sufi. Oh,
and then Sufi comes from Sophia, which means wisdom. Or what they say, Willie had one. Like Bobby Hemmett teaches us.
Islam to the master teacher. Islam to the master teacher that had a Moorish master teacher, Bobby Hemmett.
Right.
That's what the so-called Greeks was looking for, right? Sophia.
Yep. Looking for the wisdom.
That's the code word.
That's the code word. They was looking for that Moorish science.
That wisdom.
So when they be like, oh, Moorish science comes from Noble Drew Ali in 1908. No, it don't.
Yeah. No, don't get it twisted.
Like they
Moorish
coming in
science
with the eyeglasses, the scarf on their head, covered up.
Right.
Hey, yo. I'm looking for some.
You talking? Yep. They want that science of the high priest coming in here and talking. Making it seem like that's what it means. That's Egyptian. The word Moor means high priest.
Yeah.
They are community for that Sophia. Oh yeah, and what's crazy was they was really selling knowledge on the corners like that.
Yeah, hustling knowledge.
It was really selling knowledge.
Why go?
Like, that's crazy.
Why go for 40 years when you can go for 20?
Yep.
Selling a package. Same package selling more than you see them today.
It was crazy. You can get hung for giving somebody some knowledge. You could be hung. They would bring you into the middle of the town. You giving out this knowledge and of astrology and stuff like that. What, brother? That's against the church. Hang them. Hang them. You can't do that. That goes against the church. Hang them. We were secretly selling knowledge. Europeans going crazy. You think these are fiends today, brother? Could you imagine? You can't even function. You don't even know how to do nothing because you need knowledge. You can't even get nowhere. You can't even grow nothing.
Yeah, you feel right.
So you think scratching and itching like you a fiend because you need that fix is crazy now because you just sitting there stuck, stupid. But you didn't even take nothing. You didn't even take a drug to make you like that. You just illiterate.
Like that.
You just illiterate. And that's where the booty comes into place. Because a lot of these Europeans, they ain't have the notes they didn't have gold and silver back then to be able to give us the money. So they would give up the booty, which was their wives.
Yeah.
The modern Europeans was the first booty. Then it became, then that's where you get the gold and the silver and the blend mix. The mix was, you were supposed to give me gold and silver, but we'll take the booty. And that was their wives. And that's where you get your pale Arabs from, who had to study from their fathers. Now they speak in Arabic, which is from the Bantu tribe, once again, which was the Moors. They keep playing these games, like with what? Like the Grand Chief said, they call themselves the Jewish Moors. They got the picture of them standing in front of the Moorish Science Temple and everything. They was Jews, but they knew that they had to be Moors. And like Noor Majid said, again, before the birth of Israel, before that concept even came about, Jews used to brag about being descendants of Moors. And then again, in the dictionary, the word Israel didn't come about to the year 1000 AD. In the dictionary. That's not me saying it, Brother Cujo, Grancy Cujo, or the Brother Jeremy. That's the dictionary saying it. Which our ancestors wrote, because remember again, art and culture civilization. Can't no European who's not the art and civilization say that they producing dictionaries. So it couldn't be, you got that from a modern European. Nah.
Yeah. Modern European got it from some Moors. Yep. Modern European got it.
They don't deny that.
Shit. Only people in denial are our people. The only people in denial. We're trying to give you this light, homie.
I can't believe they thought these things were real. The whole thing, Muhammad, I was like, he said it like, Muhammad, this camel driver, and everybody started giggling. And I'm like, these are grown men. Some of them probably got children. You know what I mean? And I'm like, brother, like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, I know y'all can't be that ignorant. Like, because there's too much stuff out there for Dr. Eileen. You got
people who they rub shoulders with for years. Who they rub shoulders with? You tell me you didn't jump on it? Nah, something's up. Something's up.
Yeah. Abdullah said it the best yesterday. They're not gonna be able to get there, sell their books.
They're black.
They got mortgages to pay. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, yep, I already know. You know, they get their little kickback stifling from promoting that BS.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you Moors coming in there with your hand in their pocket.
Yeah.
What do you say? Get your hand out of my pocket, because you about to tell the people the truth about the nationality and birthright. Once they know the nationality and birthright, now people can't. You digging in their pocket. People mortgage because they mortgage. You got to pay bills. Now they got to tell the truth. If you up there telling the truth, they got to tell the truth.
Yo,
that means they gonna struggle.
Yo, they're so blatant with it. They're not even caring about truth or whatever. They're straight just taking people's finance just because they can. Like, just because there's incompetent people who, you know what I mean? It might be a 10-minute conversation that might snap them out of the sleep. You know? It might not be that long drawn out, whatever, because we already know that Juali's always manifesting. And we know Moors are waking up with their eyes wide open right now. That, you know, they're running up now instead of asking about, are you a Moor? When they see a fez, they're running up on you with Islams and all that.
Yep. Yeah. Sure enough. Yep. Yep.
You know.
They know. The Hebrew Israelites, they know they Moors.
They have to know they're Moors. So somebody has to be playing a game. Because again, we have a Nur Majid, we showed you. We have dictionary, show you. We have, you know, too much proof. There's an hour of just reading stuff. That's just information that's just out there. All you do is just buy a book. Like, it's not even that crazy.
Islam, Grand Sheik.
Islam, man.
If they want to buy your book, they can go to RVB Publications. And you can get Are You in Denial of Your Ancestry? Alright? And if you flip to page 27, I give you the definition of Moab. It says, from Columbia Encyclopedia, 2nd edition, 1950 through 56. Moab, nation inhabiting in ancient times the upland area east of the Dead Sea, now part of Jordan. The country cannot be protected from the east, hence its history is a chain of raids by the Bedouins. The Moabites were close kin to the Hebrews, and the language of the Moabite stone is practically the same as Hebrew. The relations of Moab with Judah and Israel, especially under the house of Omri, are continually mentioned in the Bible. The Moabite religion was much like that of Canaan. So that's going back to, like, if you're saying Hebrew, you're saying all of these things, like, we know what that means. You know, just like what Prince Uriel Bey was saying. You know, we already know this. Matter of fact, I could put that on the record as well while I'm Prince Uriel Bey in the Consecrated Talisman. Page 23, it goes in and says, as we Moors are no doubt aware of the cross-caste marriage between that of Ruth and Boaz, a direct descendant of Abraham, very little, or in many instances, sketchy genealogical information is ever revealed about Abraham and Hagar's offspring, Ishmael. After having been exiled from their home by the patriarch Abraham and his Hebrew blood, later being grafted onto the illustrious Moabite stock. And then he goes on to tell you, you know, by marriage of the daughter of Modad, reigning prince in the line of Joram, son of Catan, or Joktan, who founded the kingdom of Hejaz. So everybody knew, even like y'all see, a Nur Majid, like when you get to a certain point, you start to realize we the same people.
Yeah.
And if you read it and you get to that point and you choose that we not, and you choose to continue your thing, then we know what side you took.
Right. Once again, page 119, Anur Majid. The frenetic activity of Iberian and European exploration that followed the defeat of the Moorish Granada in 1492 led Europeans to define people they had never seen before either as the lost tribes of Israel or Moors, and sometimes both. And you already know that Moors would be the foundation, because Moors would be Canaanites, which the Israelites are saying that they're not when Israel comes out of Canaan. They're not some they stand on their own or whatever. Like, yeah, okay, descendants of Abraham, okay. But all the time, you can't look at that as just some guys in a book or whatever. You don't even know who the hell these people are. You're talking about these are some people. But again, as soon as you go esoteric, you see that everything's symbology. Things representing thought, things representing material and relationships and laws that should be followed. And that has nothing to do with people. But in doing that would give you a broader perspective. If you get the broader perspective, then you realize you don't need the priests trying to tell you that you're something other than a Moor. How are you something other than what you are? You gotta be what you are. You try to pass off an iPhone 1 for an iPhone they have today. See if somebody take you seriously. Islam more.
And to add on too, because like the author, like okay, it's from Stolen Legacy, right? Stolen Legacy, George G.M. James. Like now we already know, right? What the Moors was the custodians or whatnot, but like people don't comprehend. Like this man was murdered, like really murdered for writing that book. Like a lot of authors will write stuff and not put exactly what it is because they already know. They done took some oath or something, and if they tell it, they're gonna get killed. They're gonna die a Masonic death. Now, if you look up how George James was found dead, it's simple. You can just look him up at his death. Let me tell you how he died a Masonic death. So, like, this man and what he went through to try to get this book out, and how he was on the run, went from different so-called countries, and was hiding, and to get this book out, did everything in his power to try to get this book right and to keep his life. But he got the book out, but they found him, and they gave him the ear to ear and cut the tongue out death. And he put this book out, so when they come with their scholars or whatever, it could be some truth because we already know truth and falsehood is strangely mixed. But once you start looking at people's literature and you bring the dictionary out, we know that somebody's playing some games. But George G.M. James laid it down, gave it to you point blank and blunt, and they murdered that man over that. He told them that the Moors were the custodians to the Egyptian mystery schools. You gotta go. You gotta go. You can't be and getting rid of all that European Greek philosophy. Like no. All y'all learn from Moors.
Islam. I just want to add on to what Yusuf just said, really. That George M. James said that the Moors were the custodians, right? So if you go to 100 amazing facts about the Moor with complete proof, on 49 it says the Bible really originated in ancient Egypt, where the population, according to Herodotus and Aristotle, was black. Here, the Jews received almost all of their early culture. Professor Breasted, leading Egyptologist, says the ripe social and moral development of mankind in the Nile Valley, which is 3,000 years older than that of the Hebrews, contributed essentially to the formation of Hebrew literature. Then he goes on to say, our moral heritage therefore derives from a wider human past, enormously older than the Hebrews, and it has come to us rather through the Hebrews than from them. And here you got through is all caps, and from is all caps. Like, but that's crazy for, because if they killed him for saying that Moors are the custodians of the ancient Egyptian culture, and the Bible really originated in ancient Egypt, and we know Egyptians are Moors. You can even read David McRitchie. We all in there telling you that, you know. I mean, come on now. So, and this is 3,000 years older than that of the Hebrews, the chosen people. But they still don't want to choose the bloodline. Like, they'll choose anything else. They'll choose anything. Like, and it's crazy because I'm seeing this with my eyes. I see somebody just, no matter what you tell them, they just gonna disregard it or belligerently like go against, like, it's crazy. Like, yep.
Real quick. Okay.
Take your time, more.
Yep. And from Carlos Suarez, Carlos Suarez, Suares, in his book, The Cipher of Genesis, using the Kabbalistic code to interpret the first book of the Bible and the teachings of Jesus. Right? On page 2, it says, it's only within the last 100 years that modern science has been able to identify the elements that make up our universe. Among the most abundant are hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. Perhaps not by coincidence. It is precisely these elements that are now scientifically linked to the letters of God's ancient name. Y is hydrogen, H is nitrogen, and D is oxygen. With these relationships in mind, the knowledge of the Sefer Yitzra tells us what modern science has now discovered nearly 4,000 years later. The YHVH of God's name literally translates to hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen, the colorless, odorless, and formless gases that are required for creation to exist as it does. So their whole Yahweh, that Yahweh, or, like you said, the YHVH of God's name, the YH DH. Or that Yav or Yahweh or whatever, because they got millions of ways they can spell it. But it just translates to hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen again. 4,000 years later, these modern Europeans figured it out. When the Moors Ben knew it. Ben knew that it wasn't some God's dude's name in the sky. We was talking about, we was doing chemistry. And now these and that's the thing. They have a Eurocentric point of view. They're not looking at it as their ancestors looked at it.
Right. They're looking at it like how their master looked at it.
Yep. Absolutely. Exactly. And then they're going around talking just like their master was talking.
Mm-hmm.
Coming over, standing with their Bible, talking to the people. It's the same thing the modern Europeans was doing when they was coming over here. Anywhere and everywhere. They would stand there with that book, like the Franciscans or whatever. They're standing there, or the Pope or whatever, standing there with that book in front of all these people and just be yelling. Yelling from the book or whatever, just yelling stuff from the book.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Eurocentric point of view. The ancestors already knew these are steps to activate the chakras to get the pineal going.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching us how to breathe. The ancestors already knew, like, right, you can't read, you don't see this?
Yeah. You blind? You're blind to the facts. You're blind. You can't see what I can't see.
They killed themselves.
Yeah.
Yep. The whole thing, man. The whole thing. Come on, man. We already said it's metaphysical, astronomical. Has nothing to do with some character or something. Like, no. Nope.
Told them spirits, they're looking for ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Eurocentric thinking.
Eurocentric thinking.
Yeah. They're looking for white sheep flying over the place. A white sheep gonna come in them, and like, man, come on.
Now, I want to ask
like
you.
The Green Sheep said.
No, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, like you said earlier, from the enormous shit, a Jew is not a Jew until he converts to Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Like you guys are not. You can't. You just can't do it. Can't pretend. And the way I'm looking at that, like, you can't activate the chakras until you have a nationality. That's how I'm looking at it when you said it. Because you gotta know who you are first. If you don't know who you are first, then none of that's working.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
I shared that with somebody too. You're right, bro. I shared that with somebody. Because you could go up there, you don't know what you're running into.
Right.
How you gonna be able to distinguish what you don't even have a name or whatever? You know? How you gonna distinguish what is what?
When you're especially if you calling yourself black, when your history started on a slave ship, you have no concept of nothing of who you are, your ancient ancestors, nothing. You started on a slave ship. So when you go tap into the records and you get in tune and stuff, does your spirit go to the bottom of a slave ship? Like, come on, what are you talking about right now?
Yo, sorry, Yusuf. Sorry, Yusuf. These words in the chat are fucking killing me right now. Those are the best hot dogs they ever had was the Hebrew National hot dogs.
What is going on? Oh, man. watch it at the same time as I do it.
Oh, man. For real.
They said, and then like they can even. I'm listening to them read. And even when they read ancient, texts about the history of the so-called Hebrews, they're not even saying the word Hebrew. Because when they read it, I'm like, brother, you didn't say Hebrew, you said something else. And then said, translated it into saying it means Jew. I'm like, you didn't just say Jew, though. You didn't say Jew at all. You didn't say Jew, you said Igbo or something. Or I heard it too. They'll say Hebrew or Igbo. And I'm like, okay, so it's not Jew. And then when we look up, if we do an Hebrew, if you're saying that word, we know that means the crossover. Exactly. That means the crossover.
Yeah.
So you're not getting away with that.
And remember, crossover wasn't something good either.
And it's funny. AI had the crossover, huh?
Yeah. You don't want to get the crossover.
Yeah, that's called the Hebrew. AI had the Hebrew. The crossover is the Hebrew. You can't be an Allen Iverson move. You can't be that. You can't. Your bloodline cannot be an Allen Iverson move. I'm saying that for the rest of my life now. The rest of my life. Oh, man. I will not be saying anything else but that. Your bloodline cannot be an Allen Iverson move. It can't be that. It can't be his bloodline all over the basketball court. Your bloodline. Your bloodline all over the basketball court. Come on, man. Get out of here.
He's not the answer.
He's not the answer. He's not the answer. Not the answer. Y'all birthright came from some playground. Like, get out of here, man. It means to cross over. It's an and one move. Like, come on. You're not gonna come over here saying you guys are Hebrew. Yeah, that's no. That's and one. That's not a people. Your bloodline had breeze back in the day. Right. Like, you're not gonna say that. Crazy, man. Because they did the whole thing for 2 hours, and I'm like, nobody's gonna go over the definition of none of these words.
Nothing.
You're just gonna keep talking.
No definitions. We don't do that. We don't do books. We don't do books. We're scholars, but we don't do books.
You said that's all they has is the Quran next time?
No. Oh yeah. And it's crazy because when you watch it, you already know it's a setup. There's something fake going on because it's already, they give you, it's a debate. They say no debate. That's when I first already know it's something going on.
Something set up. What the D word? The D word?
Yeah, exactly. The debate. Brother, I'm not debating with you. I'm not doing that. It's not. 2 and 2 is 4. You don't debate that. There's no debate. 2 and 2 is 4. That's why I love when Ties use that example. Those, like, I don't care even when you say it in another language. It's still 4. It's still 4. Like, you're not gonna change that. Hebrew means it's Hebrew. It's the crossover. Israelite, champions of God, which is Sarah, to fight. El is God. I'm used to Natalia. My nationality is Moorish American. Where were you getting that Hebrew from? I'm a Moor. Where you get that from? I'm a Moor. Sarah, champion. You can't. Your bloodline can't be champion. Your bloodline can't be champion. That means it's champion. is champion, right in the dictionary. Or to fight. To fight. Sarah means to fight in Canaanite tongue, because there's no such thing as Hebrew. What do you say? Hebrew is not even a Hebrew word. I said, now look at that. What do you mean? Hebrew is not even a Hebrew word. Exactly. That word itself is not even in that language. That's why in the dictionary it tells you straight up, Hebrew. It tells you straight up. It tells you straight up. Like, nope, you guys are not being Hebrews.
So I wanted to ask you more about this because this more MHTS in the chat called me out on something that I wasn't gonna do, but then since Allah pushed him to say something, I wanted to ask you more about something. I'm gonna play something. I just wanna get each of your perspectives.
So how would they? What were their protections for? What laws?
What time frame?
Internationally.
Okay, now what time frame?
I'm talking
where?
about during the rule of the Moors.
Okay, so now during the rule of the Moors, you're saying what were the Israelites doing?
Now I'm asking you politically, how were they identified and how did they?
Politically, they was identified as Israelites. That's why when you and I read, when you and I read in here, it would say Israelites and it would say Moors. It wouldn't join them together. This book here did not say that the Moors and the Israelites were the same people.
So where was the Israelite territory?
The issue is never dealing with each other. Like we're in America, I work in corporate America. I deal with Esau all day, every day. Sure. Katazai does, other brothers do. Okay. That's politics or economics, whichever one you want to call it. That's not the
back this over the corner. So how you gonna go to Israel? What are you gonna use? You gonna use Israel? I'm saying, are you gonna use an Israelite passport or are you gonna use an American passport?
I'm gonna use an American passport.
Okay then. So politically.
Okay. So these two individuals identified the document given to citizens to travel or whatever as American passport. Both of them did that. These two people are debating, right? Taking that out of the debate and putting it on our floor. If both of you could speak on the misconcept or error of both of these individuals talking about their American citizens because they have a passport from U.S.
See? Okay. What is it saying? Don't argue with a fool because from afar don't nobody know who's what. Y'all both just looking like fools. But in this situation, they both are some fools. Cause like a passport is commercial. Passport is commercial for cargo. If you're cargo, then you got to get passport. If you looking at it like, oh, I need a passport so I can be able to travel and whatever, no, that's not what that is. That's for cargo. But now if you talking about it like I got to get one because of threat to rest and corrosion, and you know how to live within contract. That's different. But you arguing, trying to prove you are who you are by saying something that means cargo, proves that you're that you're crazy. You're crazy. If you're saying because you have a passport that makes you whatever, that's fraud. Because a passport is for cargo by itself. It's not for people. It's for cargo. So you using a passport for your argument is null and void. Irrelevant. You can't use that. It's wrong. I use it for it.
It's wrong. Have you had something, Brother Jeremy?
So who I never saw the video, so I don't know who's speaking on what, but
well, just
I don't know.
yeah, no, just the concept of American passport, because most of them agreed that there's such a thing.
I mean, your nationality card, you know, that's how I feel. As far as any other kind of any place where you'll go, you know, everybody, you know, on this whole is it recognized type of tip, but you know, and to me, shoot, like your nationality, that's your nationality card alone. You have everything that's required for that kind of document, right? And then going back to the true meaning of it, dealing with commerce and it being for ships, that if the one that is for ships tell you that you need such, and then it don't give you, you know, the nationality part, then you have an actual nationality card with the same so-called requirements, you know, as this commercial document, right? For you to go to and fro from here and now. So I don't know. I just feel like that argument in itself is futile because it's coming out of the same, I guess, Eurocentric mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's really all I got on that.
And to add on too, how the passport comes from a de facto corporation. How could the de facto corporation determine who you are? Again, a piece of paper from a de facto corporation is determining who you are. And you're standing there, both of you, yelling and arguing to use that as an example to prove who you are. How? Eurocentric thinking.
Yeah, because look, not only I'll just add on, Penn Hollow versus Dome, right? It says that artificial persons can only concern themselves with other contracts, you know, with other artificial persons. So, like, how could you be running to that? You know, now, like you say, you know how to live with the contracts. You already know that, hey, this is, even if I have it, this still couldn't, you know, identify me, or like I'm in full knowledge of what I'm doing at this point. If I have it and I know that what it is being, you know, artificial construct, and knowing that it doesn't apply to me, you know what I'm saying? That's really, people take a real clinging to a lot of stuff, like I was saying. But we got to realize, like, if going with Abdullah saying, right, if it was an inducement to fraud, if you didn't write, like, if it was already put there for you to check it, see what I'm saying? You didn't create that thing that they saying that you need. You know, you don't have the machines to do the printout and all of that. Yeah. That came from somebody else. So when you understand how to live within contracts, that no man is bound by a construct that he didn't create. These type of things. And you know that you're not bound by this construct because, you know, I have a nationality card, or, you know, this is who I am. Yeah.
And what I was thinking was, more said in the chat, that the continent of America doesn't give out passports. What are you guys talking about? What do you mean American passport? Why would a continent give you a passport? But it also shows, like we were saying from the beginning, you know, the incompetence. Just because people don't read.
Yep.
They play tunnel vision, and they don't go outside the sphere of whatever jurisdiction, they think made them what they are, when research says otherwise.
All of the research. Yep. A continent is giving out passports. That's impossible. Therefore, so that means somebody is handing out those passports. And who is that somebody? I hope it's not a modern European, because they can't give me. They don't have the. They don't have it to give me permission to be able to do what I got to do. No, they can't do that. They can't do that. They can't do that. No one can. No one can give you permission to go somewhere you want to go. You have that liberty. No restraints. As soon as you get a passport, you're being restricted.
And remember, the law dictionary also tells you that it's relative to the Barbary powers. This is really Moorish powers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you definitely needed a passport then.
Oh yeah. The first English navigator to circumnavigate the world. I forgot his name. I forget his name all the time. Hopefully somebody in the chat know. But yeah, the first English navigator to circumnavigate the world, he had to get a license from the Ottoman emperor, the Moor. The Moor gave him a license for him to be able to circumnavigate the world. They don't tell that part. They just talk about him in their history. Oh, he was the first Englishman to navigate the world. But then you do a little bit more deeper, dig a little bit deeper. That man had to get a license, permission from the Moors. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Just like the girl she said, the barbarian pirates, they had to get permission. They just doing everything we used to do to them, to us now.
Yeah, that's all. Paybacks are yeah.
So don't be over there trying to play victim role.
Payback sucks.
When they're not, they don't recognize that your ancestors didn't recognize what they were doing either. Kidnapping and murdering your kids too, and their children. Even when the cheaters are trying, they still disregard. Yeah, but we signed the treaty, for real. Yeah. The first piece, the treaty was there. The only people who was breaking the treaty was Moorish. Now they breaking the treaty. Now they breaking the treaty. But the first one was to break it with us. We was breaking it as it was getting signed. We was still breaking it. For real. Moors acting like they didn't know what that was. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. Get on this shit, or get on this Corvette. It's about to be out. We're not playing with y'all. It's off with you. Don't walk the plane. That comes from the Moors.
Yeah.
Moors talk about. I said the code word. Truth, peace, freedom, justice. Nah. Nope. Nope. None of that. We doing the same thing our ancestors was doing to them. We looking just like them modern Europeans when they came. When we came to them, kidnapping them, talking about, oh no. The Sultan said, I got the paperwork here, but none of that matters to me right now. We in the business of kidnapping and racketeering. That's the thing, especially then, ain't no cameras then, no internet. And we lucky. We got cameras, we can put stuff out there, make them look bad. Back then, Moorish was just getting away with all types of things. Yeah. Just getting away with it. Nobody will never know about it. How? Europeans don't even know how to travel yet. They don't even know the navigational systems. They don't even know where nothing at. They just out in the world, lost. They didn't know where nothing was at. We was already circumnavigating the 7 seas. Europeans just America just became a continent to Europeans in the 1700s. But we were circumnavigating the 7 seas before a European was even a thought. They have the Eurocentric point of view. Everything is modern. Everything is modern. We did the political, like they in order to do the Hebrew Israelite thing, you have to go along with the Middle East philosophy or ideology. When we all know Middle East is a fraud. There's no such thing as the Middle East. But once you do that Hebrew Israelite stuff, you have to go along with that story. Because then that can give y'all a separate land where y'all came from. But nope, that whole thing, that's all Egypt.
Because you're lost or whatever. Lost tribes and all that. Not lost.
Nope. You're not lost, you lying. No lost tribe. And then go look up the word tribe. that the word tribe don't go past the year 1300 AD in a dictionary.
Nothing deep, nothing heavy. Just a dictionary.
They always, show me the word more anciently. And then we show them it. And then they still act like they didn't just see that we showed them it. They still asking the same question over and over again. I'm like, brother, we just showed you. Sanskrit, M&R, high priest. And we can break it down even more to how the high priest here, because the symbol, I wrote it in the chat the other day. The symbol for the high priest is the owl. We know that in ancient Egyptian Sanskrit. The symbol was the owl for the word more, which was wisdom. Now here, the Olmecs, Mayans, Aztecs, or whatnot, the high priests, when they went to perform their duties, they would wear a mask as an owl. Same people, but more. The Olmecs here, the high priests, Olmecs, wore an owl mask. The symbol for the owl in Sanskrit is for more, for high priests. Same people. Same people. They make it seem like, where is the word more? They show you it all the time. All the time. All the time. Before Anor Majid, before the birth of Israel, before that, because I'm gonna keep drilling them with it. Before the birth of Israel, before that concept even came a thought, Jews were bragging about their Arab and Muslim descent, which we know is Moorish. You gotta keep drilling into them, because they'll act like they don't hear it. We said it like 30 times now. A Jew is not a Jew until he converts to Islam. That was written in 1095 AD, 1094 AD. And then what's crazy is the word Israelite in a dictionary didn't become into existence until the year 1000 AD. In the year 1094 AD, he wrote that. So 94 years later, he wrote that quote. Because it's new. Yeah. It's a modern, and it's a religion. It's not a nationality. It's not a nationality. And Horace Butler gets rid of that Jerusalem, and it's Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. Yep.
It's Jerusalem, because we already know. Oh, there's no J. We learned that first. That's one of the first things you learn when you come into waking up. That Jesus thing. Well, there's no letter J.
His name ain't Jesus.
What do you mean there's no letter J?
His name not Jesus.
What do you mean there's no letter J?
No letter J.
That's when you know you on a roll, when you start talking like that.
Yeah.
Yep. You going down the right path. Now,
that's when it's like calling you crazy. When it's like calling you crazy right there.
Shit.
So there's no Jacob. And they tell you that too. Jacob got that name Jacob after he wrestled the angel. So what was his name before he became Jacob? Before he wrestled the angel, what was his name? Because if he didn't wrestle the angel, his name would still be that. So they better be glad he wrestled that angel. Because that Jacob, that's where the Jew come from. But that wasn't even what his name was. And again, there's no letter J. Hebrew is not even the so-called Hebrew word. It's not even in their language. That's why it's Canaanite or Phoenician. Everybody says it. Even I looked it up. I was telling the Grand Sheik earlier. I typed it in to try to find it. Like, I wanted the proof. Like, please show me that the Israelites are not Canaanites. Show me it. I was typing it in like that. Like, the Israelites are not Canaanites. It was not popping up. It's not around. I couldn't find nothing. Nothing. Everything was just total opposite. Every article I read, nothing was saying that they're not. So when they say, oh, scholars are now saying, what scholars? Y'all not no scholars? Y'all just made that up. Whatever, those John and William in there, you guys are not no Hebrew names. I pull out ID and show me Hebrew ID with Hebrew names. Man, they pulling out Maryland identification, New York identification, and they say Willie Jones on it. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. You're not Hebrew. You Hebrew. You Hebrew when you press record for YouTube. And when y'all get together and go outside and bother people. Now y'all Hebrew. Yeah. But at the job, brother, you William. And they don't want to hear none of that. Oh, like they're not in there telling them Europeans that they whatever Edomites. You're not going to work telling boss man he's Edomite. You're not saying that. You're not saying that. William. When they call William upstairs, you don't be like, Edomites don't have permission to bow to me, Edomite. You're not talking like that. You do that for show. That's not real. That's not real. They is not going to work talking like that. With Moors, we'll tell the so-called judge, I'm Aboriginal and Indigenous, Moorish American. Get right to his face. Let him know. We're not playing that. Black, Hebrew, none of that. This Morocco. If y'all want to do that Hebrew Israelite stuff, go to Israelite. Go to Israel over there. That was established in 1948. Go right over there.
Go to Judea. Go to Judea and go do that stuff.
Right. This Morocco or Tamir. We going because I know how they like to do. We can do Tamir. We can do that. Or Lemuria. Or Lemurians.
Yeah, we can do Lemuria.
We can do that.
Yeah, we can do Lemuria too.
We can do that.
And if you didn't notice, Moor is in Lemuria, in case you didn't notice that. Playing around. Those are Moors.
Israel was established in 1948. A European scholar in the 1800s was writing about Lemuria. In the 1800s, they were writing about Lemuria. Israel wasn't even established until 1948. Scholars were talking about Lemuria since the 1800s. Been writing about it. Talking about they was finding, because what it was a European came here. The first Lemurian story was off of a scholar who found Mayan hieroglyphs. And in order to crack the code of the Mayan hieroglyphs, he had to go use Sanskrit hieroglyphs, Egyptian hieroglyphs, to break down the Mayan hieroglyphs. And when he broke it down, he saw the story of the lost continent of Mu. It was Mu. But then they do the Lemurian. But he got the letters N and U out of the breakdown from the Mayan Sanskrit. And this is in the 1800s. So it's not like, oh, he just made it up. No. He got it from the Mayan, which is here, Temeria, or Morocco, whatever you want to do, the land of the Moorish. He got it from here. And the story came from a hieroglyph that he found here, that Mu was a continent that had sunk. He didn't get that from but he made that up. Nope. So you can't, because I'm tired of that biblical, tying me to the biblical, and I already know, like, no. The Mayan hieroglyphs predate the King James Version. So I think I'm going to go with the Mayan hieroglyphs.
Straight up.
In the King James Version.
Yeah.
Are you crazy? Are you crazy? King James Version? Mayan hieroglyphs? We talking about Mayan hieroglyphs. That they use Egyptian hieroglyphs to crack the code. Like, what's going on here? What's going on here, man? What's going on? And that's the problem. Once you leave that Bible, stuff starts looking foggy. It's not adding up. The lands ain't adding up. And I remember he added one comment, they found the ancient bones in Israel. That's Palestine. That didn't become Israel over there to 1948. That's Palestine. Or the Canaan. So if they found some old bones, it was Moorish. That's why there's a Moorish gate in Israel. So-called Israel. There's a Moorish gate.
Moorish gate in Israel. Is there Israelite gate in Israel? I thought about that.
And why not, just like the Kimetician guys, why won't y'all go back? Since you're so African, since you're so Israeli, go home. Why won't y'all go home? Because you're bound to the continent by heritage. What y'all talking about? Asylum you was not getting nowhere else unless you sell out and join their army. And they did it. Them Israelites is over there joining them pale-skinned fake Jews army. Selling out.
She
So no, because they always say it. Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna see that even the policy enforcers know about that black Hebrew Israelite bullshit. When one of them tried to ask me that, you know, it was at a traffic stop, but I was on the way home actually from shooting some film, interview with my one of my partners, and he bringing me home. But on the way home, like right down the street, they hit the light. So I'm like, you know, all right, they hitting the light. I'm not, you know, it's just, I don't know, I'm just different. So we pull over, and the dude, first off, there's two of them, one on one side, one on the other side. They come up, and he come out, yeah, man, found out that you got the warrants on your car. So I'm in my head, I'm like, oh man, you know, like already, it's about to be some colorful stuff about to go on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so the one on my side, he tapped the window, but the way I can't open it simply because, you know, that's how the car was set up. And anyway, he rolled the window down. You know, they ask you for your little identification. So I give him my nationality card. Here you go, boom. As soon as he get it, what the is this? Like, it's my nationality card. You know what I'm saying? Now, then the other guy, like, what you got? Like some BS identification that he could get from somewhere. So I'm laughing in my head. Because see, I deal with these people out here where I'm at. You know, I deal with these people like this. So, anyway, like, yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to step out the car and all of this, you know. You need to find out who you are and all of this. I said, what you mean? I just told you. I gave you my nationality card, you know. Nah, man, you need such and such. Some kind of federally recognized type of stuff. I'm laughing. So, the dude ended up, you know, performing a search, whatever. Put me in the cuffs, tell me we need to find out who you are, and then get on the phone with the district attorney and let her know what's going on. So while the dude searching me, man, even the dude, the policy enforcer, he removed my feds. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I cursed him out, bro, because the thing is, like, I was like, man, what the are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And then I really, because it's like, all right, bro, I already knew I'm subject to all kind of whatever just happened, because this not, you know, I'm not the quote unquote traveler. You know, it's him. This is called whatever. This y'all own this car. I already know everything that's going on. So really, I'm really complying, but I'm well within my rights. You know what I'm saying? Even all the asking out of the car and all that, yeah. I know what that is, but. You know, I'm not about to, yeah, you know what, then now, you know, everything is go sideways. Yeah. But anyway, so I get it to the other, the dude come around the other car, like, what's going on? I said, man, it's my, you know, like, hey, man, you know, you can't do that. Throw me in the car, my stairs come off my head because he didn't even put it back on. It's like, I already knew, it was the color of law. So, my fez fall off again. I said, hey, bro, pick my motherfucking fez up and put it on my head. You already violated my religious liberties, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to sit up in here and look at my fez down here in the handcuffs. Like, pick my shit up right now. And then reached in there and, like, put it back on my head neatly, like, oh, such and such. So, they bring the other guy in the car, now both of us in the back. I'm telling them, like, bro, this some BS, this some bullshit. And, you know how they do the illegal search and seizure and all of that. But see, me, I'm not, like, I don't live that life. Even with my nationality card, I'm not in the wrong, bro. So everything you do, I already know who. As soon as you go outside to, you know, start violating, I already know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, they get on the phone with the DA. He start talking everything that happened. So, the guy said, nah, man, you need to understand how this go in this country. I said, what country is that? You know what I'm saying? Because my country, you know, I have treaty, you know what I'm saying, with your corporation, like, even with all this going on, like, you need to understand what's going on out here. I'm not about to be up there talking about, you know, sitting here and say I'm Moorish American National and all that. I'm gonna just speak the law, especially if you already got me in cuffs, you already full-blown belligerent. I'm gonna just beat you up with some law. You know, I'm letting you know you're in violation. I'm letting you know, like, it was basically, so I tell her, I was like, all right, the Navigational, that the reason I proclaim my nationality is because I could never be, you know, that Navigational, that is European descent, all of that, you know what I'm saying, is not in line with, you know, what I am, Moorish American National. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, we could never be what that is. So I said, let me tell you something else. Look at the screen. He said, what you talking about? They talking about some tickets, talking about, or even this. Another thing, all y'all want to stay in the Navigational and all of that. Your Navigational have an FBI number. That's another thing. Man, I say, what is your FBI number? I say, what you mean FBI number? Yeah, man, you got an FBI number. I'm like, nah, I don't got no FBI number. See what I'm saying? So that's going back to the black identity extremists. You know, they know who's still operating like such and such, you know, and they keeping tabs. That's just another thing I found out, just going through the process. But anyway, so he started talking to the DA, and he asked, first off, he said, are you part of some consulate? I said, no, I am not part of no consulate. You know what I'm saying? Consulate is for foreigners in someone else's land. This is my land. Like, we standing on Morocco. He talking about, well, this is Texas. I said, bro, Texas was established in the 1830s, 1850s, right? Like, around in the middle of the 1800s, right? He said, well, now, so like, even when Abdullah talk about constructionalists and originalists, you know, I'm the originalist. I'm talking about everything that was originally set up that I'm going by, that for some reason everybody in this area is, you know, evidence of the coup or the overthrow. Right. You know, the ex post facto law, everything that we living in. So, yeah, man. So I tell him that. He said, "Are you part of some council?" I was like, "No." He said, "Are you some black Hebrew Israelite?" I said, "No." Again, like I told you, black. That's you know, that's an adjective, bro. That could never describe nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Moor. I said, and you not white. You're a European. And when I told him that, he looked at me like, his face was just like, come on. Like, you could tell, like, even when I told him that, he probably never heard that in his life. All his life he grew up hearing, I'm a white American, man. I got it good and all of this type of stuff. But I had to break his heart even right there. Like, bro, you're not white. Like, that's just some BS that's set up that, you know, I'm not getting it. So, but the DA is on the phone listening to everything I'm saying. And she said, y'all let him go. Now, they basically said, let him go. Because, no, what she said, I'm trying to see. She was like, let him go. Or whatever y'all do is on you. That's the last thing she said on the phone. See what I'm saying? Because even while they was, like, y'all full-blown color of law, and I'm not saying this is my last shot, but if she on the phone, she about to listen to what I got to say if she right there. And when she heard what I was saying from the back seat in the goddamn handcuffs, you know what I'm saying? She said, let him go. Or whatever y'all do is on you. And the next thing, another thing, they had my nationality card in the light of the car, like with the headlights. And they looking at it. And then they, you know, like moving it, and they say, "Oh, you saw that?" And then I'm just in my head like, "Oh, you saw the seal, huh? You think there's just some bullshit where, you know, something I just came up and I'm trying to, like, he on the phone telling the DA, did you tell her about the tickets? Did you tell her about the warrant? Now, wouldn't you go color black about to get up out of there? Yeah, all that. Yeah. They came to the back, opened the door, said, "Mr. B, step out." Took the handcuffs off me. Start talking about all this stuff about well, you gotta go ahead and do the court method and all this. I said, no, I don't. First off, and I already put the people who need to be on notice, and that was a courtesy. See what I'm saying? Like, don't try to come, like, you know where I'm at. The lady who was on the phone know where I was standing at. You know, that's why I'm out of these cuffs right now. And then I said, and you the other guy, because it was one of them. One, they both were committing, you know, they was both violating, but the other one, you could tell he may have been on the job a little longer. The other one looked like he was, you know, young, dumb, full of cum, got a gun, you know, let's have fun type of thing, you know, like, so that's the one I was dealing with who violated me. So I said, you apologize right now for what the you did, you know what I'm saying? And the dude was like, come on, bro. And he's like, I'm sorry, Mr. Dave, for taking down the religious headdress, like trying to make a mockery, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I demand my respect, bro. I'm not no NBC. I'm not nobody out here portraying, you know what I'm saying? I live this life. That's another thing. He talking this stuff. I said, how could I be, I got a quote unquote Job in that fake name. You tell the DD that. I get compensated in that fake name. You think I'm running some fraud? How is this possible? So when she hearing that, you know, that's just what happened. She said, look, let him go. Oh, whatever y'all do is on you, you know. And after that, open the back door, you know, pop the lock or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So just saying, I only brought this story up because you mentioned, you know, they understand who these factions are. You know what I'm saying? Like, why I give you a Moorish nationality? It don't even say consulate on the card. What you talking about a consulate for? Right. You talking about black? You just talking about black Hebrew Israelite group or something? No, I'm not none of that. I'm not none of that. Because I know who got, you know, I know who behind all that. But you got the right one. You know what I'm saying? And then my partner, funny thing is, they let him go before I had to go through all that. He's like, man, I thought you was gone. That's what he's telling me. But when I came back and I opened that passenger side, it's like, let's go. Talk about from the conversation till he dropped me off. He trying to study law. Like, man, I need to get back on my law and all this. I need to. But, you know, just letting people know, like, and then at the same time, I'm still going to address the matter that, you know, happened, but that's me and my affairs. That's what I'm telling others out here. I need to stop worrying about, you know, what this person saying, what that person saying, you know, or this person said, let me piece this together and try to become the best more from a video. Like, y'all need to cut that out. You need to go back to what they, like even the prophet told you, study. Y'all need to cut that out. All of this, you know, chat hopping and all that, chill. Like, just the answer is within you. You know what I'm saying? And then once you prove, just how you have to prove if you're competent to handle your affairs, once you can prove it, it's gonna come from within. Out. From within out. I mean, I yield the floor. You know, I just wanted to put that on the record.
Quick question for you. Quick question. Because I heard you mention that they asked you if you some type of counselor or something, or whatever, whatnot.
Yeah, if I was a part of a counselor.
Right. And now, they let you go, right? After you told me you wasn't. Now, I don't know if you might have missed it or whatnot, but did you tell them you was part of this, or did you tell them to get in contact with the Supreme Grand Council?
No, I didn't. I don't even have a number.
Oh, okay. Okay. Look, I had to get in contact with the Supreme Grand Council.
He couldn't pull it out my wallet or none of that. Like, oh yeah, this is I'm gonna call you Supreme Grand Council and we're gonna handle these matters. Nah, man.
None of that, right? None of that.
I don't have nobody number. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let him go, or that's on you. Nothing else. Nothing else was said. But you got to get in contact with his Supreme Grand Council first. She didn't say that. She said, let him go.
We'll let you out after we get in contact with your people and then sort this matter out. None of that.
None of that.
And not only that, because I'm building, I was sharing the story with my brothers I be building with, right? And he said, man, I didn't even know the government was shut down, right? And it's funny because I didn't put that two and two together that, all right, now this happened, or probably that was not even a week ago, right? Like I was shooting literally like last week. And But I think that last week was like day 18 or something, so it was already in the process of being. So what is that saying? That, hey, we don't even be on record taking somebody who's talking about, you know, we don't need that, you know, somebody who's incompetent. Yeah, we could, you know, slide that under the radar, but we can't afford this type of situation right now. We're supposed to be shut down.
Yep, and okay. To add on to that, that makes perfect sense. So now, if the government is shut down, right, and the highwaymen still out here hindering people, that means somebody is private. Somebody's not government. Somebody is not saying who they are. Somebody not shut down. Somebody's doing human trafficking. You know what I mean?
They're doing something.
Because we all know all of those, you know, quote unquote departments, police departments or whatnot, all of those are privately owned. Somebody that's private. That's private. None of that has nothing to do with. The mother's been exposing that for years. They have nothing to do with the federal government. They've been said that. Like, oh no, they not. Nope. Federal government has no state police. I said, wait, what? What you say?
Show me somebody who's gonna get out of that situation quoting biblical scriptures. Yelling at the policy enforcer. And it's funny because the only time I yelled at the dude is when he, you know, touched my fed. I cursed him out, you know, like, and it's funny because it's not like some people like, oh man, you cursed the police officers out. It's like, bro, this dude ain't nobody. That dude go home, before he get there, he clock out. Just like, he regular.
Yeah.
And then at the same time is that if this the angle of this how you going, if that's your approach, you deserve to be cursed out. Like it was coming. You really was supposed to get more, but I was detained. Like you really was supposed to get a hand around your throat. This ain't no birth of a nation, nothing going on. Like, you know, like I see this the importance that, you know, others gotta take, you know, that like I don't know, I didn't have nobody to run to, you know. Like this was good, like, you know, the platform that Cujo provides, like it's good to, you know, actually get or come together with other Moors, you know, who doing the work, not no people just, you know, saying, you know, like we have our own stories to share and, you know, we study and, you know, we just continue to be who we are.
Right.
But before this, I didn't have nothing like where, you know, the timber I went to in my territory, unfortunately, was compromised. So I damn sure not about to do nothing in there, you know, like I say.
Yep.
So
you know what the prophet said, though?
Yeah.
The prophet told you, if you the only one, be the only one.
And that's crazy because I took that charge like 2 years ago. I had came to that realization. I was like, because you know, I was like trying to save everybody, you know. But as I was beginning, you know, keep studying and going through the information and, you know, seeing the state of our people, it had to be a lot of examination that went on that brought me to that conclusion where I was like, all right, I see, you know, just like I said, some people like they'll play the coward, you know, like you put the realness in their face and they'll take the coward position before they actually take the upright. That's, you know, that's just being real. So, and then the prophet also said, you know, if you want to see your savior, you know, you got to look within yourself. So a lot of people be saying this and that with the prophecy, but, you know, nobody, I'm not going to say nobody, a lot of people actually don't apply. You know, they don't apply. Like they read it, you know, get that good head nod, probably think, but, you know, it'll stop right there. But it's not, that's not what this about. So, I mean, I would love to have, you know, a body of, you know, 50 or even 30 in the territory where I'm at, on top of, you know, what's already established, like Canaanland family, you know, my brothers that I build with, everybody who was able to, you know, contact or get in touch with me or whatever, and we share whatever, you know, that on top of operating for real. But like I could say, especially coming from where I'm at, like just tie your shoes, you know, tie your belt and let's go. Because you got to be like that. Like I can only be an example, you know. It's not a club. We all know that. So why would I be looking for a club? If the prophet said, I give you everything and save a nation, go save yourself, why would I be trying to save everybody? Like I was saying, Cujo on the phone. When the plane going down, right? They tell you to put the oxygen on you before you can save anybody else. You can't lean over trying to save a person and y'all both fall out. Yep.
Straight up.
Right. I yield the floor on that. Islam.
Islam. Oh, yo.
Dr. Ben, who's a Jew, said we were calling ourselves Moors. I'm not letting y'all off the hook. Y'all tired of that, man. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of my little brother. My big brother, little brother is going crazy. I'm going crazy. Going crazy. You are, brother. We Moors. Stop that, man. You know we Moors. You know we Moors. Nothing else. Not Hebrew Israelite. We Moors. Jeremy told me he was a Moor. DA said, yo, let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Not to mention, they trying to carry, looking for anything. Some old ass tickets. Oh, did you mention the tickets? Did you mention the warrant? I don't care about none of that.
Did you ask him if he was a black Hebrew? Did he say yes? Because if he said yes, he going to jail. That's why he was asking.
Fraud. We know he's fraud. If he got a consulate, he a fraud.
Yep. So you gotta study.
Any question they asking you is to put you in jurisdiction. So if he asked you if you was a black Hebrew, y'all should be wary about that now. Because everything they ask you is to put you in jurisdiction.
That mean they know about you. That's what it means.
Yep. They try to play crazy.
And the counselors. The counselors. They know about it.
They studying. They studying, and they know which Moors is the Zur Moor. The Moor who has...
This is not a YouTube Moor right here.
Nope.
No YouTube Moors.
No YouTube Moors. They have a YouTube channel though.
With no content.
Right.
Just
same 11,000 views for 3 years. It ain't moving for some reason, which is crazy. This is crazy. You know something going on. That's when you know. They come up. What? No, can't have you Moors that's speaking that de jure coming out here spreading that information, getting people, because people like views. They know that. YouTube know that. Yeah. YouTube knows people chase views. So if you got some, 250, anybody gonna really click on it? Because YouTube's about views. Yeah. There's no way that the Green Sheik is only getting, when the thing right now says whatever, 50, I'm not even looking at the chat, 50, 60 people in the chat, 40 people in the chat, but when we get off, as soon as he gets off, it's 437 views. We're like, yo, how did that happen? How did that happen? How did that happen? For real.
Yeah, messed up, yo.
Man, that's crazy because I never even thought of it like that. Because when you go to everybody else, they tell you how many people chimed in and all that.
It was all a dream. Yeah, Moors. Well, Islam, I want to say a happy holy day to all the Moors. You got a full one today. Give thanks to the Moors for wanting to say something. You know, wanted to say something. Islam to the Moors. I wanted to say something
Jeremy.
too. Peace and love, brother Jeremy. Peace and love, brother Yusuf. Islam to the Moors in the chat. Islam to all the Moors worldwide. The Moors got any closing remarks?
Yeah, Islam to the Grand Sheik. Give thanks for the Canaanland Moorish platform. Give thanks to brother Jeremy. Give thanks to the chat and the chat muftis and Islam to all the Moors, knowing and unknowing. And give thanks to the Prophet. Islam.
And I say the same, man. I give thanks, you know, to the Prophet for bringing this to us. You know, for the people, he knew who he was bringing it for. You know, give thanks for the people doing the work. You know, I give thanks to the Moors who's gonna, you know, put their life on the line to keep this going. You know, because I'm one of them. You know, Islam to Cujo. You know, Islam to Yusuf. You know, Islam to the Moors of the chat. I knew they was going crazy. You know, and Islam to the nation, man. Like we are united. I want to put that on the record. And this is not hate. This is love. Like, you know, this is straight up love. Like all that hate, you could miss me with that. But that's really all I got, Mo. I yield.
It's done, more, and I yield on that. This is not about hate. This is about love. Peace and love to all Moors. Enjoy the rest of your holy day. Islam.
Wow.